In fire protection, every second and every spray counts. At Spraying Systems, we engineer nozzles that protect people, equipment, and operations. We don't just supply parts, we solve problems.
We're working on a project right now for a soft spray nozzle that won't splatter, because one of the problems with fire protection nozzles in restaurants is they put them above oil cooker deep fryers, and if the impact is too great, it will push the oil out while it's on fire and actually spread the fire instead of putting it out. So that's one thing that we're working with one customer on now, to develop a soft spray type of pattern. We've really had to dig deep for this one because it's just not something that you can just pull out of the hat. And so we've got prototypes going to the customer, and we're awaiting test results right now. The Navy nozzle projects started probably 15, 20 years ago, back with testing done by the Coast Guard and the U.S. Navy. What they're trying to do is make nozzles that can be used internally to put out engine space fires. The big issue there is they could not use known gases, such as CO2 or other gases that would potentially poison a crew that was locked in a room that was on fire. CO2 can take all oxygen out and so forth. So they wanted to explore different venues and different ways of doing that. So they tested some nozzles that were based on a 7N design, 7N fog jet. And we tweaked that to the point that we have what we call the Navy nozzle. There's some potential applications within shipbuilding, commercial side, that we need to tap into. Commercial shipping also has to have some type of fire protection on it. The reliability and the quality has to be there, because they're not going to put anything in that has not been tested. They won't put anything in that has not been vetted. So we've already been vetted. We're approved for those type ships. But the case of Navy ships, we're a vendor supplying different shipyards currently. Some of the shipyards have bought direct from Spraying Systems. Some of them go through distribution chains. If they know that we're making product for the military, they know that we've got our act together, because not everybody can get into that market. The military, you have to have a lot of experience with quality programs, and if our quality programs don't meet what the military is asking for, we won't be invited to bid on anything. Knowing that they've got a company they can partner with that's domestic, that they can reach out to, and that has local representation that can pop right in when they need help, that says a lot right there. They don't have to worry about waiting for a container load of parts to come in from either Europe or Southeast Asia that may or may not be on that ship when it comes in, or they may be having to wait on a dock strike. But with a domestic source like Spraying Systems, we don't have to worry about dock worker strikes or anything along that line. We can just ship directly, UPS direct to the customer. We've heard from customers that we provide excellent service, and our expertise on nozzles is known across the globe. We've frequently had people walk up to us in plants, and they say, "Oh, you're the nozzle guy." If they say if we're wearing a safety vest that has a Spraying Systems logo on it or something like that, we become the nozzle guy, or their go-to person for questions like that. If they can't find the information in the catalog, they call us up. "Hey, I'm looking to do this or do this. Can you help me with that?" Absolutely, that's what we're here for. Because everything's not in the catalog, and probably more than half of the products in the catalog were developed as either a special one-off for somebody at some point in time, or have been tweaked in another direction to become an OEM type product. The customers look to us for expertise. They say, "You're the nozzle guys, tell us what we need." They want us to be able to just reach into a hat and pull one out and say, "Try this one will do everything you need." It's not always that simple. Sometimes you luck out and you get a home run. Over the past few years, we've had multiple designs that we've worked on where we know what we want, but we've got to just tweak it to the next level, or it's got to be a certain length, or we've got to have a certain spray angle or certain flow rate. Some of it's easy to do. You can make a wide angle nozzle, but making something typically such as a narrow angle, much narrower angle, in the case of fire protection, That's harder to do. You got to do some engineering work on that. And that's caused probably a few sleepless nights. But the end result is once we get prototypes made, we test them, customer tests them. If the customer likes it, we take it to the next level, develop a working design.